Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you this recipe for my ginger soy chicken. If you're interested in that, please continue watching. So we start off with a whole chicken. I butchered from the back basically, on the backbone. So you have to cut the two pieces out of the actual backbone and I don't know, the tail of the chicken. So I'm using my knife here, and you can do that if you put a lot of weight in it, but it is so much easier if you have a kitchen scissors. If you have a pair of those, go ahead and use them. So this is what you call butterflying a chicken. You always do it from the back so that the breasts are in the front and intact, as you can see here. So I do this either 2 hours before I actually cooking the chicken or overnight, and that's because we're going to do this dry rub or dry brine of the chicken. So I always do this, especially when I'm cooking a full chicken, because you want the chicken to be flavored inside the meat pieces as well, not just on the outside. So we start with salt. Be very, very generous. Like where you think this is a bit too much for you, do that, because remember this is on the outside and it needs to penetrate the chicken all the way through. And then that's black pepper. It's already ground, as you can see, but you can use freshly ground black pepper as well. Now add some garlic powder, followed by cayenne pepper, I'm quite generous with that, as you can see. These are mixed herbs, so they are dry mixed herbs. Also adding those there for a bit of smoked paprika goes in. I love this stuff, so it always goes in. So you can actually freestyle this, but I really like the combination of the spices that I've added here. And as you can see, I am going in with more salt because it is so important that this is seasoned well throughout. You will repeat the same process on the inside. Literally make sure you add all of the seasonings in the inside as well. Very important to always, keep your hands clean when you're working with chicken. I work a lot with my hands, but rest assured my hands are clean, and yeah, you don't want to have cross-contamination and that sort of thing when you're cooking chicken. So yeah, I'm just making sure I do that throughout. And yeah, I'm gonna go through the same process on the inside, because this is gonna influence how much of seasoning you get on the inside as well. So I will just speed through this for you. I'm gonna store this on the baking pan I'm gonna use to roast it in, but I'm just gonna cover it and keep it in the fridge. As mentioned, I actually kept mine overnight. So yeah, you can, if you do have time, do the same. If you don't, at least do give yourself like 2 hours of this just sitting there with the spices. It's time for roasting the chicken. I've got mine at 180 degrees and I'm just gonna let that go. While the chicken is roasting, I'm starting to mix my basting sauce. So I am going to cheat a lot here. I'm going to use some hot sauce, Nando's hot sauce. That is about, I think, tablespoon and a half. And Mrs. Paul's jalapeno, chutney. About a tablespoon and a half as well. I am using some Dijon mustard, the whole grain kind. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of that. Some Worcester sauce. That's a tablespoon. Then I'm going to use some crushed ginger. That's about a teaspoon of the ginger. Garlic, about a teaspoon as well. Onion powder. There's probably half a teaspoon of the onion powder. Some paprika. Also about half a teaspoon. Salt, of course. Black pepper. And then we're gonna mix this. Mix it nice, and yeah, make sure we're gonna mix this and just make sure that it's fully combined. This is my barbecue sauce. It is literally, it's delicious, of course, but it's got everything you can think of. So after the first 30 minutes of my chicken being in the oven at 180 degrees, that is what it looks like. Take note of how the wings are always tucked in. That ensures that the tips of the wings do not burn. So using a basting brush, you are just going to make sure that you fully coat the chicken with your basting barbecue sauce. So I am just generously slathering it all over. I'm making sure that there's no bits that are left uncovered at all. Repeat the same steps on the bottom side of your chicken. You'll see my chicken is still raw on the bottom. And so I have turned it this way, and I am actually going to cook it facing up like this. The reason for this is because my oven only burns on the top. And so I always have to turn my things. But if you have a healthy oven that burns on both sides, there won't be a need to be turning it like I have. However, you will need to keep on taking it out of the oven after every 15 minutes or so before it burns. Make sure that you don't get it to burn. Take it out of the oven and rebaste it. Here's my chicken after the first, 15 minutes with the basting sauce. I am turning it around. This is literally all I'm doing. Turning it around, basting a little, putting it back in the oven. Always tucking in the wings, literally back and forth as I do this. I think it's absolutely worth doing this because, I don't want my tips to burn. So I'm just rebasting it before it goes back into the oven for a further 15 minutes. Minutes later, there's our chicken. I'm turning it around and doing the same thing. You'll notice I kept the backbone of the chicken. I'm just letting it roast along as well. Maybe I'll just enjoy that as a snack. You don't have to do that, of course. You can totally get rid of it. My total cooking time was an hour and a half with turning every 15 minutes, and this is the final result. It was delicious. I hope you get to try it. Please follow me on Instagram at Kholiwe_cooks and tag me on the recipes you get to try. Subscribe to my channel, click here, and for more videos also click here. Until next time, goodbye.